Welcome to Orbital Vaping Headquarters. I'm Juicy Jones. That's Polish Vapes UK, and this is Vaping Dawn to Dusk. Today's guest is our buddy Foofie, and I need to put the new overlay up because I realized I just did it wrong. Isn't that funny? How are you guys?
Good. How are you doing, Juicy?
I'm doing great. I'm fantastic. Luke, how are you?
I'm good. I've got a bit of a headache today. This heat is disgusting. It's not a nice heat. It's really muggy. It's not nice.
It's so strange. We share a latitude, so it's actually humid here too. Not that bad though, but it's not late.
Yeah.
We don't have too much biz to talk about today, just for the channel and stuff. So I would just want to remind everybody that this show is live, and so if you're watching the replay, remember that you can, you'll have to sort of scrub through some things. And this show is all about getting some testimony from people and interviewing our friends and talking to people and talking to you. And we're going to talk to Chad as well. This week, don't forget, I'm giving away some AZ swag sauce because I'm going to announce the giveaway winner from that video. And if you haven't seen that swag sauce review, go look at it. And don't forget to check out Luke's Smote review that he did. I can't pronounce that. And also check out my my Limitless RDTA review that I just did yesterday, or Thursday rather, sorry.
Yes.
Let's hop into this part though. I want everyone to meet Foofie. Foofie's our friend of the show, part of the Orbital Vaping Headquarters crew. Yeah, there you go. And I hope everything is comfortable. She's not used to doing this Skype stuff, so everybody be nice to her.
Ew.
That's right. Where do you live, Foofie? And just for everyone's edification.
In Orlando, Florida.
Sunny Orlando. So all this talk about hot weather, you just don't hear it, right?
Oh, yeah, no. I'm sitting in 70-degree AC right now, so I haven't even stepped outside today.
It's not inhabitable by humans. That's one of the reasons I left Dallas, is that it's literally not habitable.
It's too hot. It's too muggy. When you step outside, it's just instant sweat. Ugh, no, I'm good.
Hey, gal, what are you vaping, by the way? I have to ask that. It's obligatory.
Currently, right now, we have a Frankenstein's blue raspberry cotton candy with a lemon blueberry cotton candy.
That doesn't sound bad.
It's very yummy.
What device are you on?
Currently using Zax RX and my avocado.
Nice.
22.
And you have that cool drip tip on there. Luke.
I love my drip tips.
Look what Luke got. Luke got a Limitless. Luke is finally in the club with all of us that have the avocados and the Limitlesses.
Yeah.
I think these are the same club. Like basically, Avocado Club includes Limitless. It just doesn't sound cool.
Yeah.
But this is the stuff, isn't it?
Yes. I love my avocado.
We had some internet problems yesterday. Luke and I were trying to diagnose these things. How did it go, Luke? I finally gave up trying to call you back because it said no.
Yeah, I think he gave up on the avocado because it was for some reason just drinking juice like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah, all of these drink juice to me, but he should probably try some different builds. I'm guessing.
I think he did order the Limitless anyway because it was on offer from GearBest again. They had their flash sale going, so
good. He's going to be stoked. That's good. Tell him to give you his avocado and profit. That's what you should do because it's amazing. Foofie, so you're in Florida, and we met. How did we meet you here on the channel? You remind everybody it was through Facebook and the channel, right?
It was through Skeletor actually. Jeremy and I have a long history together, and we actually just reconnected about about 4 or 5 months ago.
Old friends.
And yes, and we just started talking, and I was getting a cold, and he's like, "You really need to stop smoking." And I'm like, "Yeah, I know. Just the same old story. Who wants to quit smoking? It's later.
Yeah.
So he's like, "No, you need to come over. You really need to quit smoking." So he hooked me up with a Sigeli 150, I think.
Nice.
I think that's what it is.
How long
I don't
did you
know.
smoke, by the way?
Ooh, 22 years.
Yeah, long time.
Yeah.
A lifer.
Long time. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Also asthmatic with chronic bronchitis, so I should have never even started. So went over there, and he hooked me up and upgraded again, and so here I am.
So it was a Sigeli 150, and what tank did he give you first?
It was a Cubis.
That's pretty good. So when was this? It was recently then, I'm guessing.
Yeah, this was about 3 months ago. About 3 months ago. I
didn't know you've only been vaping for that little amount of time. I'm stoked.
I vaped for a long time. It was in and out when it first started. I started with the e-cig, and then it moved into, just a little. I think it was the V-Pin, adjustable at the bottom, not very big, and then you could change out the tanks.
So those things weren't very effective for
No.
you?
No, not at all. Not at all. It was
Sadly, that's a problem people have, like sometimes that stuff is variably effective. Some people grab those things and they're like, wow, I never smoked again. And I struggled a little bit with them, not as bad as most people, but you obviously this didn't work.
Oh, no, not at all. And I probably ended up, I think all in all, we spent about $600 just
Good God.
continually upgrading. Well, it was new. Not everybody carried it.
Oh yeah, I say that
Yeah.
in sympathy. I've spent that money too. It's like
Yeah.
that's one reason why I've got this channel is to help people. I can tell you if you're quitting smoking, get an Anakin T18 starter kit and some 12 or 18 liquid. 2 bottles, different flavors. Pick your favorite desserts. Start there.
Well,
Like,
and now there's so many different options that it's readily available. I mean, there are vape stores everywhere now, and it's amazing what's come out since I first started shopping and first started vaping.
you can't see this, but I busted out my Cubis tank on my
Ugh.
eBig VTC Mini just in your honor. And it's great on stainless steel temperature control. It's good. It's real good.
Yeah. They've just released a new Cubis tank, Cubis Pro, I believe
Did
it's
they
called.
really?
Yeah, it's up on 3F Vape.
I've got the RBA for this, or the RTA for this, but I never used it yet. I don't know why. That's interesting. I'm gonna write that down, Luke, and then we're gonna get nosy and look at that later. How's that?
Yeah, I believe it's called the Cubis Pro Sub Tank.
Cool.
But
That's cool.
there is an update for the people that are on Vape Shack or want to join Vape Shack. They have recently changed the URL. It is now vapeshack.org, not .net. I'm not sure on the reasons why they had to change it, but they had to change the website address. So anybody that wants to join.
Good announcement. So let's stay focused because I have ADD. I jump around here, and I don't want to get off the track of your paper story as well too much because I want to hear all about this because it's so great. Because it's really important to me that people realize that it doesn't matter if you've been vaping for 7 years or 3 months or whatever. What you're doing is not smoking. And
Exactly.
a lot of people don't realize, that they think that we're just engaged in some lifestyle for out of choice or whatever. And it's true. This is something we choose to do instead of smoking. But the thing is, this is just so much more engaging and healthy and interesting and affirming. Like we affirm each other not smoking.
Well,
This
it
way.
is a support group, but
Yeah.
not only that, it is a healthy hobby. It
Yeah.
is a healthy outlet. It is a healthy social outlet. So not only are you giving up cigarettes, you're trying to stay focused, you have your support group, but there's also functions and events in a community.
Yeah, it has a very good social. In fact, vapors can be, vapors go all over the gamut. More than any other hobby I've ever had. They're truly a cross section of people, so you can find anybody you want
Oh,
in vaping.
absolutely.
It's weird.
Absolutely. It is not, there is not one specific type of stereotypical person in
No.
the vaping community. It is such a melting pot.
But I would say for the record that it isn't quite a healthy hobby because we don't actually know what all the health benefit repercussions of this are in the long term. I'm not being a negative Nancy. I'm just saying that's
No,
actually an empirical
no,
fact.
but it is the lesser of two
Healthier than
evils.
smoking.
I will say that. Lesser of two evils.
Oh, absolutely, and that's really the point. The point is that there's a couple of medical organizations worldwide say this is at least 95% better than smoking, and we all know, you can ask anyone, ask Foofie, ask Luke, ask everyone in the audience, that every cigarette you smoke is 1,000 times worse than this. It's amazing
Oh,
how much worse they are. And we shouldn't
It's
be arguing
amazing.
about how bad vaping is. We should be arguing about how bad
how
smoking
bad
is
smoking is. Exactly.
and get people
Yep.
the fuck off that. Thank you for saying that because that's another important thing. So you had trouble with some of those basic, crappy, old school kits.
Oh
And
yeah.
then you moved
They're
into,
just-
once you moved into a real 150 with a Cubis, you're like blam.
Oh yeah, and now I've got my eye on this one. I don't even remember the name. It's really pretty. It's
Ahmad,
yes,
good for you.
yes.
There's a lot of
No,
ones.
no, because it's money and I don't want to spend it.
Yeah, I know. Don't look at the long and winding Obe on Instagram immediately and see his new. In fact, I posted this on Juicy Jones HQ. I reposted it. His new DNA 200. It's beautiful. It's got that mother of pearl and the blue metal. Looks great.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I got to see that
Did you see
yesterday.
that, Luke?
No, I don't think I have actually.
Oh, dude, it's so
Oh, it's
beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, you'll see it later when you see my
Oh,
feed
it's
and on his too. But
beautiful.
fuck, he got the blue. That's my color too. I probably would have gotten the blue too because I've
That
eyeballed
blue.
those.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
good job, Luke. So that's killer. So right now you got an avocado. That's interesting. This actually touches on a topic that I'm about to start pushing, and that is that first time tank people or first time rebuilders. I'm going to tell them all to get avocados and limitlesses.
Well, you're actually the reason that I got the avocado between you
Ooh.
and Jeremy. Yes. Because you were doing the review and I was over at Jeremy's and you guys were getting ready for the show. And we
I
were
remember
just,
that you went right out.
sitting around bullshit. And I'm like, you know what? That's awesome. I like to tinker around. It looks pretty easy. I can do this. I'm a mechanical starter. I can build
Yeah,
coils.
I
Fuck it.
remember, and
Let's go.
you were going like, oh, you just pull the top off, and oh,
Yeah,
there it is. Like,
let's do
oh,
this. Yeah. Yeah, no. And I instantly fell in love with it.
that's
And then
cool.
he got the limitless in, and I'm like, ooh, that's kind of cool too. But I rocked that for a day, and I'm like, you know what? I love my avocado. I'm not gonna go get a limitless. There's really not. I'm not a cloud blower, so I'm gonna stick with my avocado.
Yeah, Luke is definitely the customer for the Limitless, and I think Skeletor is too. Those two. Me,
Oh,
I'm in the middle.
absolutely,
Yeah, I'm in the middle, and I like the avocado. I think they're kind of equal for me, but definitely if you're a huge cloud addict, you want the Limitless.
absolutely. The
But
airflow is just
yeah, it's killer. But I still think
right.
they're. I just want to say for the record, I think they're pretty equal. I'm under a lot of pressure to pick one and put a flag down, but I love them both. Although I
Ooh.
gotta say, I'm vaping on the Limitless right now.
Well, flavor wise, they're both epic.
Superlative, baby.
Yeah.
I'm just so stoked Luke finally got one of these guys. Now his like little mind is blowing over there, and you see what the fuck I've been raving about and why I got obsessive and bought all of them. You know, because once you get a taste, it's you're like, what? It could get better. I'm gonna try that. I'm
Right.
like,
How does this? It comes in pints.
yeah, it could. It
Yeah.
comes in pints. I could buy beer by the bucket. What?
As long as it lasts, because I'm not really a tank person. Every tank I've tried the Crown and
Yeah, you have.
Griffin, and I've always had some issue with them. So I've always just stayed with drippers. But so far, I've only had this, been using this 2 days now, and I've not had an issue with it yet.
Yeah, and I have a challenge for you too. I challenge you just to drip on it for a while, and then what you'll see like, wait a second, it works great, and then you'll find
It's an
yourself just filling
epic
it up.
dripper.
Yeah, and you'll find yourself just filling it up. You're like, okay, I get it, it works. And you see what I mean about it being really turbulent and wet, you know, because it's unlike a dripper, with this thing, the wicking is always wet. So
Yeah.
it's a much wetter, more turbulent kind of, not turbulent, I'm sorry, but a much wetter, more spitty vape. So they have to do a lot of things with the design. And the avocado peak vape people and the iJoy and Limitless people, they both did a great job of solving these problems.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
oh, I can't wait to get the freaking Limitless Mini. I'm gonna be like, woo.
Yeah. The only issue I've had, I couldn't get my Griffin drip tip into this. I'm not sure if I need to take one of the O-rings off, because the Griffin drip tip's got 2 O-rings on it.
You probably do. Mine's friction.
I can get one O-ring in, and then it just gets stuck. It won't go any further in.
Try taking one off. That's a good question. Because I'm about to get a Griffin drip tip as well, and I was thinking about that too. Because my Kennedy drip tips are all just friction fit. There's no O-rings on them. So
Yeah, and Ryan was just saying they've just brought out they've just released the Crown 2,
I saw that.
which
That's
apparently
It's been
Mark
announced for a month or
Fagan.
so.
Yeah, apparently Mark Fagan, because he's been speaking to you well, apparently they've discontinued the Rafale tank, and they're
Good.
not. They're still going to make parts for it if people need parts, but they're not actually going to make the tank.
Good. I'm happy to have skipped that. I had no.
So,
I just didn't have any faith in that at all.
They probably should have just gone straight to the Crown 2 and made the improvements, but
You think? Like what the hell?
They wanted to try something different and it didn't work.
Yeah. I probably should get the Crown too, just because the Crown was my favorite Clearomizer from last year. But this year's going to be tougher competition because there's a lot of good ones like the Cubus and Freaks, shit, everything, a lot.
Yeah.
Luke, tell me you're drinking coffee, buddy. By the way, it is morning time.
Well, it's afternoon now. I'm on some cola.
Yeah, what am I doing saying it's morning? Of course, it's afternoon there in your Sun City world out there. That's killer.
Yeah.
So you vaped for 20-something years. You live in Florida. You smoked, sorry.
I knew what you
Yeah.
meant. You're good.
And finally, now you've been vaping for 3 months. And so you must be still in the kind of honeymoon phase of just discovering how great all the vaping community is and all the freaks who are just like super duper social and nice, huh?
Oh, absolutely.
I love that.
And being that, Skeletor and I have been friends for so long, he is just totally throwing me to the sharks and literally. And but it's cool. Like the community is amazing. Everybody has been very welcoming and everybody is so supportive. That's I think that's what got me is everybody's like, yeah, you really need to quit smoking. Here, try this. Here, try this. This is what
Yeah.
worked for me. And it's awesome to have that kind of support.
Did you try using the lozenges and the
No,
patches and all that stuff? You didn't try any of this?
nope,
Right on.
no. I had no desire if I was going to quit because most of it is habit. It's not so much the nicotine; it's the habit. It's what do I do when I'm driving? What do I do when I'm done with my meal or when I go to sit outside and sit on my porch? What
That's
am I
the
going to
part
do?
that stays with you when you quit smoking.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's like half of it while you're smoking, and then once you get rid of the nicotine, you're like, oh, I actually do have these. I sort of had a 2020 hindsight look at it because I realized that when that remained, I was like, oh, like the physical addiction is eased up because I'm on this nicotine, which is much milder and isn't as addictive. And then now
Right.
you realize that all those compulsive behaviors, those really are really ingrained in you, and you really have to sort of
Oh
like,
no, absolutely. Because I'm
mentally.
already down to a 1.5 as far as my Nick level goes. It's
That's really plummeting. That just really went. What'd you
well,
start at, by the way?
it tastes. When I first started vaping, they set me up with the 24, which killed me.
Yeah,
But mind you, different
it's
tank,
not a
different.
bad bet though because you smoked a long time.
Oh, I
So
did,
yeah,
and I was a pack and a half,
right,
possibly 2 packs a day,
right.
depending on the day. So 24 was where I should have started. Immediately dropped down to I want to say it was like a 12, and then moved to a 6. So when I started on the Cubis, I started at a 6, and 6 was just it was too much. So I went to a 3. So now it's pretty much depending on flavor and what I'm vaping on to whether I want a 3 or a 1.5. And sometimes I'll just cut it with something else to, you know, not have that nick kick.
That's good, and that's really an interesting topic too, because this came up recently as well. Is that we're finding out that nicotine is super addictive, but it isn't as addictive as we thought it was in the past,
No,
and it's
it's
very
the
addictive, but
physical
not
habit.
right. And what happened was the cigarette manufacturer started putting more stuff in the cigarettes to make them more addictive, like diacetyl and all these chemicals and acid, and all these things that burn you and make your body crave
Yeah.
it. It's diabolical science that they put into cigarettes to make you want them more. If
Oh,
cigarettes
absolutely.
weren't, yeah, if they hadn't added all this stuff to cigarettes, we wouldn't be that bad off because we'd only be smoking tobacco and
Right.
we
If
would
they
still
would
have
have
lung
left
cancer.
it at tobacco.
And it wouldn't be as addictive. People wouldn't have stuck anyway. So they did all these things artificially to make them deadlier and more addictive. And once we get on this vaping thing, we realize that like I'm down to 1.5 and 0 all the time, and I'm
Right.
asking vendors to send me juice in 1.5, and then I'm freaking, adding nicotine as I go if I want to or not. And
Right.
Luke, even himself, has lowered his nicotine a little, although he still vapes like a madman.
Yeah, I
Like
do.
yeah, like it's super. And I'm
Yeah.
surprised that you get so many miles out of that limitless tank, by the way, Luke. I think you're the perfect candidate for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am quite surprised that the juice lasts as long as it does.
Where is the airflow on that, by the way? I hate to keep going back to this. We all love these tanks. All of us do. Sorry. Sorry, everyone. We love it.
My airflow's wide open.
Oh, I knew it. I knew. How do you even vape that,
I
dude?
can't.
I'm
Oh,
Well,
I
rewatching, right?
can't.
actually, what I have
But
found though is if you're not using, I don't like it without their adapter in it because it's too short for me.
Right?
yep.
That is a lot of airflow. I wouldn't be able to run that wide open like that, but because of their
Oh, they're neck down?
adapter goes down to a smaller hole, it
Let me try
actually
that.
makes the draw perfect for me.
Yeah, let me try that because I've been using the Griffin one, and the Griffin is wide, too wide for the freaking full-on airflow. But I gotta say, the wide drip tip and about 30% airflow is freaking delicious.
The
It's
only
the
the
same on the
only
avocado.
thing the only thing is that I do agree with I think Matt from Suck My Mod said about it is that it goes to a tip where it should go inwards at the bottom, not outwards, because you get all the juice just sat on the top of the little drip tip, whatever you want to call it, but
Sometimes, yeah. When
it should concave in, not outwards.
yeah, you just mean for draining.
Yeah. Yeah. I prefer it with the little adapter on, except for mine is really loose.
I think the reason why they did that with that little adapter is very specific. I think that's probably a side effect. They're trying to solve the problem of spitback with these, and because I own 6
Yeah.
of these, I'm telling you, spitback is a real problem. And that neck down thing that you're seeing, that inverted cone,
Yeah.
that's what they're doing. It's on purpose because bust out the FoofieB and get a mouthful of liquid.
Yeah, they've just released a new FoofieB, I think.
They did the FoofieB 2, actually two new ones, the FoofieB 2 and the FoofieB Genesis. It's a FoofieB Genesis. It's literally a Genesis deck with the 2 holes and everything. Oh, you know what we didn't do is say hello to everybody in chat. Did we do that?
No.
They're all there. We've got everybody. Owen, who we had on last week.
Angelica, great to see you too.
William,
Milkman John.
Skeletor's obviously in there. Ryan.
He better be.
Milkman John.
There's Rhonda.
Badass Vapor.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, Badass Vapor. Great to see you too. And Angelica, I love how Angelica actually put how to pronounce her name on there because it's in her little thing. Because that's so funny. A lot of us have weird to pronounce names. Okay, so here we go. I need to turn up the freaking voltimeter on my mod.
I've actually turned mine down today. I'm running it at 40%, and it's a 0.31 build, so I'm not sure what the voltage is. It's got to be between 60 and 80
That's cool.
watts.
Yeah.
So one question
Mega
I've got, you said that you tried vaping like in and out and you couldn't get on with it.
Yeah.
Was there a reason why you didn't, or maybe you did, look into getting a better device to help you with trying to quit, or you just weren't?
Well, I did. I upgraded to when the mods first really started coming out. It was, I don't even know what the name of it is, Skeletor or Low Papa Smurf, or Zach could be able to tell you. It was pink and it was long and it was cute and it came with a couple different tanks, but it still didn't hit appropriately. It still didn't have that draw like a cigarette, and that was my biggest thing. Is it nothing gave me that.
The restricted hit and the.
I'm so gonna hear this in chat later. I know I'm gonna hear it. It did not satisfy that aura fixation for a cigarette.
Yeah, sure. Totally.
So.
Well, also that
was the whole
restricted
thing.
hit and the lung hit is also a whole thing. Like I like
Absolutely.
that too.
Like that's the satisfying. Like that's what makes me enjoy smoking. Is that. So, that was my biggest problem, was finding that, and the options weren't all out there at the time. So when I started talking to Skeletor again, he's come over, try this, we'll get you set up with something. So and he did, and obviously I've evolved quickly because I love my avocado.
Yeah, and in fact that's the story I always tell too. Is that my friend Mike, and who was a guest on this show in the I think second episode last fall, was a fella who I had vaped for a long time, and he actually got into vaping on not sub tanks, but on clearamizers before I did. And he when he saw that I got the FoofieB and ordered the avocado last fall, he got interested and he ordered an avocado and a Coilmaster kit. And then called me on the phone and was like, "Whoa, I'm cooking with gas." I was like, "I'm so proud of you." Like, I just felt like such a proud. He was just like, "I'll just do it."
Right? No, it's exciting.
And the avocado is easy to build on, isn't it?
It's so super. Although I will say, I did slip up the other day and I didn't turn my wattage down and I melted my first coil.
I hate that. I do that all the time. Yeah, we all do that.
The first time I built my own coils, like Skeletor sitting there and he's walking me through it, and like it was epic. And then I was doing it again, and like Zach's hanging out. It's one of those, God, he's watching me and he knows what he's doing. I feel all nervous and I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. So
well, don't feel bad because we all do that.
And I melted a coil. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So mad.
Yeah, gal, that's
so
not.
Mad.
You're not. That's not even. That doesn't even register on the "you suck" scale because I've done that so many times.
No, but still, it's one of those. God damn it! I know better.
I want to remind everybody else that we don't distinguish between guy and gal vapors here at Orbital Vaping headquarters. All vapors are vapors, and guys and gals build. And I know plenty of gals who build better than you do. Not you, Foofie. I'm talking to the audience.
No. I got you.
I finally got my hybrid ring for my rig mod, so I got my Twisted Messes on there. It's kind of fun. I was just telling that because I'm waving it in front of the screen. People will be like, "What is he doing? What the hell is he doing?"
He's showing it off.
So that's the thing is I'm telling newbies who want to get into building, I'm going to tell them get an avocado or a Limitless. Get one of those.
Oh, absolutely.
And you won't need anything else for a long
They're so easy to build on.
Yeah.
The wicking, I had no problem with the wicking. It's been super easy. And I know everybody hates filling on the 22. It just takes a little more patience. I have the 22.
The 22 has the biggest deck holes. Isn't that easy to wick?
Yes. So easy to wick.
Yeah. Right near the vape hole.
I know you are a firm believer in the less is more when it comes to wicking.
Yeah.
But when dripping, if I'm going to run it as a dripper, I put a little more in there so I don't have to drip as often.
Maybe.
So
I'd rather
it just
drip
depends.
on that. Just
Well,
fill it up.
it depends on what I'm doing.
What I like about putting less wick in there too is that what you get is faster turnaround. So if you keep the wicking right
Right.
below the deck, you can always just put new stuff in the tank, and as it comes up,
Right,
it
right. That's what I'm
changes.
saying. It just like right in the center. I just add a little more if I'm gonna run it as a dripper. Take that out if I'm gonna run it as a tank because I don't want the cotton in my tank because it just doesn't look appropriate and I don't want to see it. Not to mention I
I
get
mean,
better.
you can just curl the crap up on top there if you want to, if you like. It
Yeah.
is probably harder. What I like about the Avocado 22, 24 though, is the 24 has freaking 2.5 millimeter humongous rectangular post holes. You can put like big
Right.
fat fuse glabs. It's really big, crazy.
Yeah. Big huge claptons.
Oh my God, where is my? Here it is. I feel insecure when I set my vape down and can't find it after a second.
It's
Yeah,
like your
people are
phone. Oh
just
my God, where did it go?
Yeah.
people are talking about the Limitless in chat. Someone actually said they're using the Goon drip tip on their Limitless.
That's what I'm using.
Yeah, the
Um,
Kennedy and the Goon, right?
Yeah, I only have a Goon drip tip. It's my only Kennedy-sized drip tip. It works
Yeah.
great.
William was saying that he's having trouble. I believe all the drip tips come out of the Griffin, even the ones that come with top airflow. But the issue I did have with my Griffin is the drip tip was really stiff the first time I took it out. I had to get like a screwdriver or something on
And
it to
push
actually
it.
wedge it out.
You know what I use to wedge out my drip tips is the nylon ends of my tweezers.
Yeah.
That's like a good thing because it doesn't mar the metal as much sometimes when you have metal rings on the inside. You're talking about pushing it in from the underneath, right? Pop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should come out. I believe they all come out. But he's having some trouble, but it should come out.
Yeah, you know what I have the most trouble with is my authentic dot mod drip tip in my avocado adapter. It's
See,
so stuck in there. It's like, oh my God.
Steve
Hey,
was saying he used both O-rings, but I still cannot get my Griffin drip tip in there. It
you know
is.
what else you can do is you can get thinner O-rings. So you took them off, right?
No, I've just left them on there because he said he's left them on his one, but
Oh,
it just doesn't want to go past that
try taking
second
them
O-ring.
off. Have you got a fingernail or a tiny screwdriver you can use to take them off?
Yeah, I can get them off
Or a
and
decent
try.
sized nail to like a sewing needle.
Yeah. I was born lucky. I have insanely tough thumbnails.
Yeah.
So I use my thumbnail, and I'm lucky. I really have it. And they, because I'm a musician, my left hand fingernails grow fast as hell. People don't
Right.
realize this, but the hand, your fingernails grow fastest on the hand you favor, not the hand you write with.
Right.
So I'm a guitarist, and so my fingernails in my left hand, even though I'm right-handed, grow so fast. And I'm so lucky. So look, I got my drip tip out. I'm so curious, Luke, because I'm going to have the same problem in a couple of days. And
Yeah.
you know I'm going to want to know. But yeah, my Goon tip works perfectly great.
Yeah, Steve's saying it's quite a squeeze, but it will fit. But I don't want to. The last thing I want to do is put too much pressure and end up cracking the glass because obviously you don't get a spare one. So that's the last thing I want to happen.
I
to
will
this
say
tank.
that is one oops they did.
Yeah,
Gosh.
there should definitely be a spare.
A
Yeah.
spare piece of glass or a spare?
Spare
A spare
glass.
piece of cloth.
I
Yeah.
agree with that. And you know, iJoy can and iJoy's already charging more than the avocado, and
Right.
Geek
And the
Vape's
avocado came
package is killer.
oh,
This is
it
why I
was
can't.
so pretty.
This is why I can't declare the Limitless the winner, because the Limitless
Right.
doesn't come with extra glass, with two single coil adapter things, with, you know what I'm saying? Like,
They
there
are
you go, you got it in,
both
Luke.
oh hey.
Yeah, the Limitless has a very spare package, but I'm telling
Yeah.
you, if they kept the price the same and made the package the same, and they added a single coil, hello, they would destroy the avocado.
Oh, absolutely.
See, now I can already tell you that's too loose with the Griffin drip tip.
Without the O-rings.
No, I got it in there with the O-rings, but now the airflow is too loose because the hole's not as small as it is on their little adapter.
It
The
doesn't
Griffin's where it's
flare.
so
It's
wide bore.
yeah.
Close the airflow down a little bit.
That's weird. There you go.
There we
I wonder
go.
if they'll start selling replacements for these airflow rings for the Limitless. Like the whole thing, you can get a replacement that was maybe stab wood or a purple
Possibly.
one.
Possibly.
Hey, Foofie, move about 4 inches to your left. Boom! You're there. Sorry, you were just uncentered. I think your chair's
Oh,
rotating,
sorry.
and that's all. It's
Yeah,
no big
well,
deal.
yeah, I sit and
No big
spin.
deal. You can't see how you are, but if you check it out on the preview, you'll see what's going on. So let's ask everybody what they're doing. Let's see. Oh,
Talking
Boab
about the
Skinner says
limitless.
that my Griffin is almost here, and so I'm so excited. I'm going to have the Griffin 25. I'm going to show you guys a full breakdown of everything in that, including the top flow, airflow, blah, blah, blah. Also, I'm giving away 2 limitless RDTAs soon. I don't know when, but they'll be here soon. And that's cool. And Elias says his avocado comes Monday, finally. So excited. It's so weird. We have such a huge avocado and limitless fan base here. It's like we're all like a little club.
Well, you get the best
And
of both worlds.
I will be also doing a giveaway soon when I hit 1,000 subscribers.
Oh, so exciting!
Yeah, I'm gonna be. There's gonna be a sample pack of what's their name? Juice Company. Wild something. I can't think what it is now. Also the Smoant, the Night TC kit's gonna be in there.
Oh, killer!
I may also chuck in their sub tank, which I absolutely love, but I just don't really use tanks. So I'm going to chuck that in there too. And
Right
I'm going to
on.
try and get 200 mils of juice from my local shop as well.
Ooh.
And there may be a couple of other little things, depending obviously how long it takes to get to 1,000. There may be a couple of other things chucked in there as well.
That's fantastic.
It's a nice giveaway.
Everybody, remind you, go and subscribe to Luke because he's awesome. Please. Don't make me tell you twice. Okay. Yeah, in fact, I need to send some emails out and beg people for some stuff, but I have a pile of stuff to give away for our 1-year anniversary for the channel, and I'm going to combine it with I guess I'm probably going to do maybe a Reddit and an Instagram and a YouTube giveaway, one each, right?
Sounds good.
Yeah, something. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but I'm going to put together as much pile of stuff as I can and give away as much as I can. I'm going to ask vendors, and I already have commitments from at least 3 or 4 people, so
yeah,
kind of fun.
Yeah, there you go, Brian. Brian just put it in chat. It's vape wild.
We'll beg for vape gear.
4, 5, 10 ml bottles. I've got a sample pack to do a review with and a sample pack to do a giveaway with, so I'm going to chuck it in with a big giveaway.
That's great. That's super great. And that reminds me, I still have to give away some swag sauce too. Love those guys. And then get some more to review. I finished off that mad batter. Well, that's not true. I have a tiny bit left, but I'm saving it.
It's mine.
Mad batter. I wanted the Space Boys to be even better, but it was okay. Blueberry is such a hard flavor to nail, and so I don't begrudge anybody whose blueberry isn't offensive. You know? Because blueberries, it's tough. A lot of them are just bad.
Yeah.
I've had a couple of blueberry donuts that were just like, what?
Wow. Yeah. It's like.
Has anybody tried the new mini muffin man? What's it called? You remember the name?
No, I've not tried that.
I tried it the other day, and it was terrible.
There's nobody in. I think there might be one company that sells it, but for the price of it, it's just.
Yeah, and
it's not worth paying for that size bottle if you're not going to like it.
No, and the stuff does not taste good, in my opinion. It just tastes.
Well,
like
I think
weird.
that's also going to come down to palates, because Zach swears what I'm vaping on right now smells like burnt rubber, or it tastes like burnt
What
tire.
are you vaping on? Is it burnt rubber?
That's no, it's a lot of cotton candy. So.
Yeah, it's true. It's completely subjective. That's absolutely true. That's why we do reviews too, because you try to. Yeah, you think like, well, that guy likes stuff I like. Okay.
Well, see, and that's what you have to find somebody who equally shares the same kind of palate. Like Skeletor and I can pretty much, I could go to any store and pick out something I know he would enjoy because we vape on the same stuff. We enjoy the same flavors. Zach's a little harder. He's more of like the fruity cereals, and I don't do a lot of the fruits because it doesn't hit my palate. It all tastes like crap.
Yeah, I hear you. I know that for me, all of the liquids from One Hit Wonder, there's something about they taste bad, and it's something about the way their pastry is and the sweetener they use, or if they do, and I just don't like the way they taste. They taste
something they do to their line just does not sit well with you.
Yeah, like I'm vaping Policeman or Authentic Policeman right now,
right?
And it's just bad. It tastes like it's a very like spicy taste, but not overwhelmingly so. But it tastes like this is to taste as matte finish paint is to paint. You know what I mean? Like it tastes like it has a dry taste.
It doesn't have that nice
And an
glossy
unpleasant spice
finish
to
to
it.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't have like a good mouth feel. Am I?
Mm-hmm. Totally get it.
Production's okay. Yeah, I just don't like it very much. Honestly, my Policeman clone is so much better than this, and I only made like 2 or 3 changes to it. I feel like I fixed it. So, and pretty soon, by the way,
That's
channel,
good.
we're going to start sending out that one too. And I want to remind everyone that I finally sat down, thanks to Foofie and Skeletor and some other people, and I did the math on what it will cost to do a group buy for Resting Bitch Face. So
Everybody needs to give Juicy a hand because I know that was tedious and took
it
him
was.
forever. Did not want to do it.
Well, and I appreciate the impetus too, and the motivation. But basically, if I can get 20 people to buy 100 mils, it'll cost $20 a person shipped. That's basically it. If I can get 20 people, and that's with, I did the math, and that's with actual amounts of supplies. The only extra supplies that'll be left over from this will be some VG, about half the VG, but it's cheaper to get a gallon than to buy 3 liters. And I'll have some nicotine left over. But that's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
I think that's a fantastic deal, and if you haven't tried Resting Bitch Face, you absolutely need to.
It's yummy. It's really yummy.
Oh, it's so delicious. I'm so sad the bottle's so low.
Oh, I'm sad too.
Hint,
But
hint,
I was
wink,
surprised.
wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, I was surprised that price came out so low, or so high actually. But it turns out that the ingredients, it has a lot of ingredients.
But I mean, seriously, you said it was 100 mils for $20, $25?
Yeah, 20.
Really? Yeah.
Well, and the thing is, that's shipped. That's shipped because the thing is, that price includes $7 shipping. So
exactly.
It's not like the actual price is cheap
as fuck.
You
can't go buy 100 mils for $20 of good juice anywhere.
No, and 100 mils, if you could walk in and get it for, that's basically 13. I mean, because the shipping is a cost that I just...
Exactly. Subtract the shipping from that. So
yeah, I did the cost per bottle and then I added $7. Oh, I'm going to mute myself. You guys talk for a second because my ride is here.
Yeah.
Rose is in trouble.
Skeletor just said he'll take 550 mils.
Actually, Zach and I will as well. That's that.
Well, that might change the calculation. I might have to do something separate for you two then. Although, we can just do this one thing. It's kind of an experiment too to see if I can organize this. And my plan was to get people to contribute the $20 and then show phases. So I'll order the supplies and they'll get here in about a week. And then I'll tell everybody. And then I'll start mixing the stuff. And then I'll finish that and tell everybody. And then I'll start steeping it. And I'm only going to let it sit for a couple of weeks and then mail it. That way it has a week to mail and it had 2 weeks here. And then y'all will only have to maybe let it sit for a week or just vape it.
About a week, yeah. Well, it's got some shipping that should set and rest.
Well, 3 weeks should be enough.
Yeah.
So if I give it 2 and I mail it out, it might need a week, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And it should be pretty good. Most of the stuff I've sent out so far has been pre-steeped, so I'm not like some super pro. Although I do this in the kitchen in a clean place.
I just pulled Skeletor and overdripped.
Nice job.
Ew. He's gonna yell at me.
This policeman just tastes funny.
If I'm not mistaken, I think that's one that Jeremy likes a lot. I think.
Say again?
I think that Policeman is one that Skeletor enjoys a lot.
Really? I think he likes mine better.
Is that what it is? Because I know there's one that he vapes on quite often.
Maybe this Policeman. Maybe it's Rocket Man, the blueberry one. I didn't like that one either.
He's got so many damn juices.
Yeah, there's no clone recipe of Resting Bitch Face. Resting Bitch Face is my recipe. It's just my original one. And it's like a strawberry milk and cream. It's yummy.
It's so delicious.
Yummy. I love it. It's yummy. Oh, shipping to Russia. I see Elias. What are you saying? Although Russia has no law, so it probably wouldn't be that expensive to ship it out there. I don't know. I mean, no customs, I guess. Actually, I don't know that. Russia at least doesn't meddle with the mail so much. We should ask him. I'd like to know. I forgot Elias is in Russia. That's so badass. I think it's fantastic.
Ooh. See, and then you could start bartering, too.
I know. I'm gonna see some cool. What I want is cool Russian custom mods.
That's what I'm saying. You're gonna
Yeah.
see some really cool bartering deals come up. Like, okay, so I'm in this country and this is what we have.
Yeah, because there are so many cool. I watch my Russian Instagram feeds and I can't read any of it, but I see the mods and I'm like, that is beautiful. Like that is beautiful.
Right.
They seem like cool people too. It makes me want to hop in the car and head over and be like, hey y'all, До свидания, or whatever. I'm not trying to be polite. I don't know how to speak Russian, but I love everybody around the world and they look really cool.
Yeah, I'm not actually.
Oh, Elias was saying he didn't know that it was just our liquid. I should have just made that clear. Yeah, that's my formula.
Oh, yep,
yeah.
that's all juicies.
Yeah, one of these days.
And it's so yummy.
And he's saying it's kind of pricey to ship to him from Russia. I'm gonna find out. Yeah, he said Russian mechanics are making cool mods. I love our audience. The greatest. And if you want to be on Vaping Dawn to Dusk, just send us an email at juicyjones@gmail.com, and guess what? Probably be on.
Ta-da!
This is a show for the people, by the people, for the people, of the people.
I'm not liking this drip tip.
No?
Too open?
No.
So the Griffin one doesn't work.
I'll just even trying to shut like the airflow like halfway.
Mhm.
It's just, I don't know, it's just not the same. I prefer their little adapter with it full open.
Crap, and you don't have a Kennedy size DHD either. You and I both have the 510, don't we?
Yeah, I've got the only DHD drip tip I've got is the twisted one that actually twists into the base. It's got threading on it.
Oh, of course. There you go.
So I'm gonna have to stick, but I have seen pretty much the same size as this. The guy
Kennedy.
Suck My Drip Tips. He actually makes the same size drip tip custom. So,
Yeah, he makes them to Kennedy size. I mean, I promise you that he didn't. I mean, he might have tried them, but it sounds to me like there's variations in the manufacturing of those drip tips. I'm guessing, right? And the Griffin one you got is probably like a little too small and a little too big. Hey, I have an idea. What if you probably don't have O-rings sitting around? I was going to say you could change the O-rings.
yeah, I don't know. It's just weird.
Maybe they're just a little too thick.
Oh, and Uli is saying their K-Fun is Russian design. And I guess I didn't know that. I guess I thought the K-Fun was... no, I did know it was Russian, but they sell it out of France, don't they? Isn't that how the retail works? Because James just ordered his K-Fun V5, finally. It's going to be here soon. I can't wait to see that thing. Do you have any interest in the K-Fun, Foofie? You ever heard of that?
No, I have not.
K-Fun is one of the original RTAs, and it was...
Okay.
All these, like... Tons of these tanks that you see today, like the Sub-Tank Mini, are based on the K-Fun. Things that have two screws on either side and a hole in the middle, and you put a coil across it.
Right.
That's the K-Fun build with a little bell dome sitting on top. That's K-Fun style.
Okay.
So you've heard that a million times and you've seen it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I've seen them. Yeah.
And Genesis is the style that you're looking at there, except that it's not technically a Genesis deck because a Genesis deck has two screws as well, but also two little holes.
Right.
For air and not one like you got.
Yeah.
Trivia. I get a lot of crap from the more established old school vapors about calling these things new Genesis decks because I get so much crap. But it's one of those things where there's no point sometimes in fighting a vocabulary war when you're trying to describe things to people.
It all comes down to semantics.
Well, you're not required to understand every piece of history in the universe.
Yeah, right.
You just don't need to.
Exactly.
It's not necessary for you to enjoy your vape and not smoke for you to understand that.
Yeah.
So I encourage everyone not to feel intimidated by people who give you a hard time by saying maybe you don't know enough or whatever. I mean, the most important thing is battery safety, and if you invest the time and effort into understanding battery safety, then everything else is just memorizing some fact.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it doesn't matter what you're doing as long as you're enjoying what you're doing. There's always going to be haters regardless.
Yeah. Onyx is asking if anybody knows anybody that makes custom freak show drip tips. I have posted the link for that Suck It drip tips in the chat. He hasn't got a listing on there for the freak show, but if you contact him, because I know he takes orders, custom orders, he may be able to make one for the freak show.
What is different about the freak show? Is it just a weird size? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I believe the freak show is like like the Limitless, that you've got that black bit right at the top. That is pretty much the whole drip tip on the freak shows, I believe. So it's a really large drip tip. It's like
it's 18 and 0.2 inside and 22 outside.
Yeah, sort of like
Oh,
the
wow.
Haze Mini drip tips.
Yeah. I just happened to be looking at the webpage here with the size. So it's real big. That's cool. And I'll bet you that. And you can also check Sucket drip tips, obviously. You can also check DHD, Double Helix. I'll bet she has something. You know,
Yeah.
there's several people who do that, make good drip tips on the inner tubes out there. So also, I want to remind everybody in the audience, we love you. And if you like these programs, like and subscribe. And also subscribe to Polish Vapes UK and follow Foofie B on Instagram. Do you have an Instagram?
I do.
There it is. There's her name right there on the screen. And these are our Instagram names here on the screen in front of you, so you can follow us there. We're very active on Instagram. And also, give us questions. If you have questions for Foofie, have questions for the channel. We've been on for, about 30 minutes or so, and we're going to keep talking to you guys for, another half hour or so, and we want to know everything that you want to know, so we can talk to you. And we're going to keep talking to Foofie.
We are probably, unless you guys want to carry on, but I'm going to have to leave in about 10 minutes.
All right.
To go and sit in a hot office.
So you're working days now. That's crazy.
So exciting.
That's fine. So yeah, we'll just do this in about 10 minutes and we'll go. This will be a short show.
Absolutely.
It's my fault for being, oh no, it's not. We had technical problems in the beginning.
We had technical difficulties this morning.
Yeah, here in Seattle, the internet went down at exactly 8 o'clock.
11 o'clock.
It was exactly, I was like, okay, I'm going live. And I was like, hey, and the stuff went out. And I looked at my router and it was blinking. I was like, oh, okay. And it's going to be one of those mornings. So I forgot. I apologize. We lost a little time. It looks like somebody's saying that DHD doesn't make a Buddha tip or a Buddha mini tip. Oh, that is unfortunate, but you could ask. I bet Sucket drip tips might as well.
Yeah, I know he takes custom orders. If you send him an email and get in contact with him, he does make custom orders, so he may be able to do something.
Hey, here is Stunum Vape. Hi, everyone, from Lausanne. Hey, it's great to see you. I love how we get more international viewers. It makes me so happy. Very happy.
Like a happy little tree.
I love it. If you guys want some trivia, anybody know where Lausanne is?
No.
Switzerland. There we go. I just know little shit like that. I don't know why. We were watching something yesterday, some like spy show, and it was like Pristina. I'm like, oh, why is this in Kosovo? And the only reason I know that is because I watched TV in the 90s and I had a heartbeat, and I saw the Kosovo War. I know the names of all those shows, all those cities. Uli says that sitting in a hot office with a drip tip you don't like doesn't sound like a good day.
No, well, not at all.
I've stuck the original little adapter back on there, and I'll stick with that. I'm not going to go to work with that Griffin drip tip.
Yeah, and now you see why.
No, you'll be angry all day.
Right. And now you see why I called that limitless little mini drip tip adequate. That's literally the word. It's adequate. You're not going to be like, yeah, but
don't love it, but it's sufficient enough to vape on.
It's 3 millimeters, which is exactly enough to keep you from screaming and out to purchase a Kennedy drip tip. You're like, let me just measure it. I'm pretty sure it's 3 millimeters. It's almost 4 millimeters. Yeah. So it's pretty smart, actually, that they just put the bear in there, because I think that their main thing was appealing to the people who had Kennedys already.
Right.
They're like, oh, we'll just let them use their drip tips. And it's actually a really shrewd thing for them just to adopt that size. But I'm disappointed your Griffin tip doesn't work.
A lot of it too is everybody's changing their drip tips now, and there's so many different ones. So it's one of those, why put the extra effort into doing something fancy on the drip tip when they're going to go out and buy a new one anyways?
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes. And who just said, it looks like Paul is saying that Prima Vapor also makes Buddha drip tips, because Uli was asking about it.
Yeah, for the Buddha Mini and many other RDAs from 22 to 30 mils.
That's cool. Hey, Foofie, what do you have? What kind of build do you have in your avocado? Right there.
I have 2 9 wraps, and it's coming out to 0.32.
And are those like 24 gauge or?
I believe they're 24 gauge.
Okay, cool.
It's static wire.
I don't have my avocado right in front of me, but I've got, because somebody's asking what our favorite builds are. I have my avocado sitting right here, and what I have in this is, I put the same thing in here all the time. I put in either fused or single core Claptons, just depending on what I've got sitting around. And I do 8 or 9 wraps, between 7 and 9 wraps. I usually like it to come out between 0.3 and 0.5. And forgive how dirty they are. They're totally fine. And that's just what I like. I like it exactly like that. I usually do them on a 2.5 millimeter inside diameter. And on the avocado 24, I think a 3mm works well as well.
Hmm.
Actually, what am I saying? The Avocado 22, a 3mm works better because it has bigger wicking holes. And otherwise, if you stick to 2.5, you really can't go wrong. 6 or 7 wrap Clapsons.
Yeah.
Also,
No,
parallels. Single 26 parallels are really good on this thing. And a
I
double,
haven't done parallels yet. That's my next step.
they're
And then
really
I
good.
think I'm going to start playing with Claptons and see what I can do. I'm very excited to start messing with the wire.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yes.
cool.
Yeah, I'm just running in the Limitless their standard coils that I got with it, but I am gonna try the Claptons, and I've got some flat bastards that I just got in, which I'm absolutely loving in the Twisted Messes.
Really? Excellent. Excellent.
The flavour is really good.
I know. I keep thinking, what if I put great coils in these? Like I kind of have been putting the same thing in the avocados and the limitless and these things just to have a measure of the same kind of coil. I have these flat wire Claptons that I'm using in all these for the last few months because I just made quite a bit of it. So what
Well, it
I
keeps
keep
everything on a
thinking,
level playing field when you keep them all at the same build.
yeah,
So,
but I keep thinking, wow, what if I went and got some sick aliens? Like I haven't done that
yeah.
yet, but I did actually put some of James's aliens in the avocado, and it was head exploding. And I'm sure the limitless will be the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that hexome. It looks pretty great there. Too bad you didn't get a Nuve mod, but it looks good. The white is excellent, man.
Yeah. I'm
It's
actually
very pretty.
in need of another one. I think it's gonna be. I've got the RX, but I don't know. I've not used it, to be honest. I'm actually enjoying, especially now with the Limitless, where I'm running it lower. I'm getting like almost 11 hours out of battery life out of this.
Okay, dude, then you have to do me a
So
favor this time and be certain that you get a Nuve mod this time. Don't buy another
yeah,
hexome because I promise you that that Lewis would make you a deal. Most likely.
yeah. I want, if I'm gonna get something that is pretty much similar to the Hexome, I'm gonna try and look for like a custom box that's got something that nobody else will have.
Yeah, like a Nuve mod.
So I want some sort of design or something on the box,
Or
which I
call
know.
oh, what's his name? Call Nick
Yeah,
from Outside the Box Mods.
yeah, I see a picture that he did for. Is it Vape King or something?
He did a Deadpool mod for Brian, or I'm sorry, for Blaine. Flavor Hunter.
Yeah, I think it was Vape King. He did his like YouTube channel logo on the box, and it looked really cool.
That's cool. And a
That'd
lot
be
of
cool
people
if
can
I
do that for you. Mad mods. Also,
Yeah,
another one of the best ones is Slasher Vapes. Like, if you want something unique, Gary at Slasher Vapes, he's amazing.
yeah.
So what's going on in chat here? Everybody's saying hi. Everybody's saying the key is to quit smoking. That's absolutely true. We sort of got lost in our little gear talk there, unfortunately.
Yeah, a lot of people were talking about what they're running in their tanks and RDAs.
Yeah, that's killer. It looks like yeah, it looks like that's 24 2.5mm inside diameter oils. That's really delicious. What you got in your thing, Foofie? And Badass Vapor wants a Nuve mod. That's right. You guys do want a Nuve mod. Mine is always with me. It's weird. Like I only have 2 mods that I always want to take. And one of them is on the fritz because the batteries are dying, and it's my DX200 DNA 200. It's been like 9 months, and finally the batteries are degrading after using them every day.
The DNA 200
Yeah.
is so nice.
Yeah,
So
and
jealous.
the other one is my Nuve mod. It's just,
Oh,
Yeah.
I know you love that Wismac that you got, don't you, Foofie? Didn't you steal that from?
it
Zach?
is on loan right now. It is being borrowed.
Right. Vape guy is saying that VT Vape guy is saying he wish the avocado had bigger juice fill holes. He said, yeah, and that's one reason why it is the flaw with it. But I use the thing is pointy unicorns work fine, but they have to be pointy.
Absolutely.
And pointy dropper bottles work too, but they have to be pointy.
Even the squeeze bottle with like the dropper, the eyedroppers, as long as they're like the curved ones are great. I love the curved ones. Those can get right in there.
Like these two, I don't have much of a shadow here, but these 2 dropper bottles work freaking great on the avocado. It's a Gorilla bottle and the little bottle that comes with One Hit Wonder. So my technique with the avocado is I carry the right bottle and it's easy to fill. But it's true, it's a pain.
Absolutely.
It's easier on the 24.
Yeah.
Limitless.
One thing I wasn't sure if I'm going to mention it, but I'll mention it anyway. I've had quite a few people commenting on my videos on YouTube asking why I buy clones and not authentics, because most of the stuff that I buy, 99% of it, I buy myself. So I have actually now posted a PayPal donate button on my YouTube page and Facebook. So if people want to donate to the channel for lighting or anything like that, or mods,
Luke needs lights.
you can. And I have actually left the message box open. So if you do donate some money, you can leave a comment in there if there's something in particular that you want reviewed. And then if obviously I can get the funds together, then I've got a list of what people want to see on the channel as well.
Yes, that's fantastic. I want to remind people
Absolutely.
too that if you donate, you can just click on the donate button on the main channel page and make sure to enter in a comment. So because YouTube doesn't tell us who donates money unless you tell us, which is weird
Yeah.
because I want everyone to know it was you. For example, Stephen Gibson, Owen Ginter, and Josh have donated stuff to the channel, and I'm so happy and so proud and so glad and so grateful. It's unbelievable, and what the effect that has, it directly affects making it so that I don't have to, I can spend less time and buy stuff that we get to see. So we're going to see the Griffin 25 because of that. We saw the Limitless because of that, and the website is going up because of that, etc. So thank all of you who do that. And Luke has the exact same message, which is hell yes. And as far as the clones things goes, you know, we do all of this out of the goodness of our heart. And so we're not responsible for policing the entire world of vaping and being every vapor all the time. We're just who we are. And Luke is a guy on a limited income of the family who buys what he buys. And if you want,
Absolutely.
yeah, if you want him to review original stuff all the time, if it's that important to you, then send it to him. But until then, you know, I also like original things the best by far, and I'm proud of every original thing I own. But some of them I could afford, and some of them are gifted to me, and sometimes not. So don't judge, y'all.
Yeah.
And if you can afford it, of course, all of us, if you can afford it, we buy only authentic.
Well,
always.
yeah, everybody would love to have nothing but authentics, but you know what? Sometimes that's
Yep.
not the way things work out.
Yeah. And the truth is, most of this stuff is authentic that I've got, except for a few things.
Yeah.
I can't believe I have an authentic rig mod. This is great.
But some of the clones out there are epic clones.
They were pretty mad when Skeletor was showing off his rig clone during our look at my rig, because we had two real rigs and he was still using a clone. The guy was like, dude. No
Yeah.
bueno.
Yeah.
To each his own.
My rig is fantastic, though. I mean, this is an amazing setup, and I think it's perfectly appropriate, more appropriate for someone like you, Luke, who's like or like Vaping Anthrax, who's like a permanent mech tube guy. And I'm just glad I got it. Sometime next week or the week after, I'm gonna get Angelo together, and we're gonna do a continuous build tutorial.
Cool.
Wouldn't that be cool? I don't know.
Yes.
What about building in you, Foofie? Are you building yet?
Oh yeah, I've
Yeah.
been tinkering around. Yeah,
So, do you have your own coil jig?
I do.
Okay, good.
Thanks
All
to
right.
Skeletor.
Okay, good. 'Cause you gotta have one, right? It's important.
No, absolutely, absolutely. I actually went ahead and got bored one day and just started making coil after coil after
Good.
coil.
Good.
Yeah.
And get yourself like an inexpensive Wotofo RDA or something, because they cost $9 to $12 or whatever,
Yeah.
even authentic, and then just practice on it over and over. You know, throw it away, and then you'll have. I always joke about this. Always make sure you have something to vape on when you're building.
Oh,
So,
absolutely.
Yeah, so get two.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for beginners, get like an avocado, and then keep your old tank and vape on it while you're building, and then get another one to build on to practice, because you'll be like, I can't vape.
Well, I have
Yeah.
I have a dripper one that Zach's let me use, and I can't think of the name of it because I just suck at names of all this stuff. So if I'm building on one, I'm definitely not building on the other one at the same time. It's like, no, I need something to vape on, and then
I
I'll
did
take
it the
it.
hard way too. On my
I was
sub tank.
exactly the same when I built the Limitless, because all I had was my Hexome with me, so it's just sat there not vaping on nothing until I finished and whipped
Nope,
it up.
can't do it.
Have you ever stopped in the middle and screwed on another RDA, then vaped, and then unscrewed it, put it on there, and just kept going? I've
Oh,
done that.
absolutely.
Yeah, I've done
Absolutely. Especially like, what I melted the coil the other day. I was so frustrated.
I do that all the time
Like,
with my
I
DNA200.
had to set it away. I'm like, okay, I gotta stop. I gotta walk away. Let me go vape.
Wait till you have a DNA200. You'll be like, and you're testing stuff, because you'll be like, la, 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 like, oh my god, it just fired that sub coil at 200 watts.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's annihilated. I'm the king of firing my coils dry with a cotton end. That's lame.
I haven't done that yet. I've come close.
So I think Luke is making noises like he has to go to work, which I hate to
Yeah,
do, but
I know
Yeah.
people aren't going to like it. I know people have already been moaning in chat, but yes, I'm afraid I have to go to work.
I wish it
You
weren't
have to
true.
adult today.
I'm sorry we got started late, but this has been really, really fun. Um,
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Juicy Luke, for having me on today. It's been a pleasure.
oh yeah, it's
No,
our
fine.
pleasure. Absolutely. This is
Anytime,
so
yeah.
fun. Yeah, totally. Um, we definitely want to thank everybody who's in the chat right now, and everybody who's watching on the replays. Thank you as well. Stay tuned for the channel because we have more of this every Saturday. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 is Vape AM, and then Wednesdays at 7 is Coffee and Clouds with Skeletor. And we have giveaways and reviews and chat with you and all kinds of stuff. This has been Vaping Dawn to Dusk. You know what I just did is I put my Lush on my rig mod because it's green and white, and that's kind of cool.
Girl.
And I did that because Labworks Vape busted out his Lush. He said in chat, so I was like, I'll do mine too. And so if you guys have anything final to say, I'm just juicing up to vape out here. What do you think?
No, pretty much you all know where you can find me. You can find me on Instagram, Polish Vapes UK. You can obviously find me on YouTube. Facebook is Luke Polish Vapes UK. I have got Twitter, Polish Vapes UK, but I rarely use Twitter anymore. I'm mainly on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah, that's pretty much everything I'm on. I'm on everything.
That's awesome. I'm so glad. You guys can find Foofie on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram. You can find him on Instagram. There's our addresses. Thanks again to you, Foofie. That's really nice of you to come on.
Thank you, Juicy Luke.
I enjoyed hearing your vaping story as well.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to find the stop streaming button, and then let's just say goodbye, guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me on, guys. Have a great Saturday.